Welcome, everybody, to the Woogity Boys podcast, episode 8. We got a good one for you here. Joining us today is, to my right, is Johnny the Boy Sheridan. Ski! And to my left, we got Joey B, Joey O, Joey Bananas, Joey insert something.
God, no. Insert nothing. Absolutely
Inserted.
not. Insert nothing, sir. No. What's up, everybody? No.
How
No.
are we doing today?
Um, I
You
don't
can
know
insert
anymore.
whatever you like.
No. That's Jesus. We're off to a rocky start here.
I think it's a perfect start.
He fucking said it.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we're at.
All right, let's kick it off here. Just going to tell a quick story. What happened to me the other day? Pretty ridiculous, and I feel terrible for this. Honestly, I was on my way to my brother's house, driving my old ass truck, my Chevy Silverado 1500, and I'm driving there, fiddling with the radio, trying to turn on the sports hub. All of a sudden, out the corner of my eye, something jumps out from the fucking house next to me, just jumps out, hits my car. I skid on the brakes, pull over to the side of the road. It was a fucking deer. It jumped into the side of my truck, bounced off all the way across the street. I felt so bad. I'm like, do I leave it there? Do I keep going? I don't know what to do. So I pulled over to the side of the road. The car's on, hazards on. I run down the street and I'm like, oh, fuck. I didn't know what to do. I'm calling everyone. And finally I called animal control, which just sent me to the police station. So I told the police station, I'm like, listen, deer just jumped into my truck. I don't know. What do you want me to do here? They're like, all right, we'll send 2 cruisers down, be down there in a second. So I'm waiting, I'm waiting. Finally, I'm talking to some of the people that are like, what the hell's going on? Some turned around, was like, you okay? I just saw what happened. Finally the cops showed up and they blocked off the street on both ends. And it's a pretty busy street. It's Route 58 in Hanson, Massachusetts. So traffic's building up. And I'm asking the cop, I'm like, what are you gonna do? And he's like, what do you mean, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna put a bullet in this fucking deer. And so
no.
I'm like, oh shit. So he's like, I'm gonna shoot this way, meaning like across the street. So I'm thinking he's gonna drag the deer to the side of the street and shoot it and kill it, and then animal control can come in, they can pick it up. But what ended up happening was he just said, screw it, and pulled out his gun and put a bullet in the deer's head facing that direction. So it's like, if it ricochets, it's just going to go into the street,
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I had to watch that. It broke my heart. So he put the bullet in the deer's head. He's like, go get your truck. I'll write up the report, and then you can get it from the insurance company. You'll be all set. So I grab the truck. I back it up because no cars are coming. I back it up down the street. As I'm turning around, I'm looking at the 2 cops. They're trying to drag the deer off the road, and they both get kicked by the deer. One of them gets kicked in the shin. The other one gets kicked in the hand. And they both get so frustrated, they whip out their gun and shoot it again. I felt so bad for this thing. And to top it off, what made me feel even worse, the deer was pregnant. So lost a baby deer and a mama deer. I felt so bad. And then yesterday I'm about to take a shower, look in my backyard, and there's a mama deer and 2 baby deer like standing in my backyard. And I'm like, God damn, they're probably trying to avenge their friend. They heard the news. They had to come down. Damn. That sucked.
They out there waiting for you.
I know. That
No,
was
it's
my
cool.
Monday.
You're a murderer.
My Monday
It's okay.
afternoon. What's that?
I said you're a murderer. It's all good.
I was just the device for this deer to commit suicide. Essentially, what it was.
How far did the deer fly forward?
All the way across the street.
Damn.
Oh, forward? Probably like 15 feet.
Damn,
Yeah, it went pretty far.
that's
It went
wild.
pretty far. Yeah,
That's
I felt so
fucking
bad.
wild.
It was just like boom. I thought I had a kid or something. I'm like,
Oh, thank God
Would-
you didn't hit a
I was gonna
kid.
say, would
I
you have
know.
been like happier if you hit a kid?
No, no, no. I was freaking out.
You'd be in
Freaking
jail.
out. Yeah, I'd be in jail. Call the cops and be like, all right, you come with me.
Oh, don't
Hell
lie.
yeah.
Don't lie. We know you're filming this from your cell right now. Using his
Yeah.
phone privilege. He levied his time for his phone privileges. Like, let me just get on a Zoom call. I got this podcast I gotta record. Officer, don't even worry about it.
Right?
Yeah, this is
What's
his
going on
one
with you
phone
guys?
call.
How was your week?
My week was has been interesting. I just started a softball league with a bunch of people from work.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. We had our first game last night,
Oh no, what
and
happened?
I mean, we lost. It's okay. Like it was our first time really all playing together, so we got some bugs to work out. But
Mm.
I had a moment in the after I hit the ball because what had happened was I hit the ball and I realized like 30 seconds, like 5 seconds later, I was like, oh, I've hit the ball. I should run.
I gotta
So,
run.
so had a nice little, ground ball. It's like shortstop, and he's got really good arms. So I was like, I'm booking it. I'm going, and I can see out of the corner of my eye that he got the ball and is about to throw it to first base because this team was nice. And so in my mind, like the little kid in me, like the instincts kicked in, and I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna dive.
Oh,
Right.
You
yeah.
fucking slid.
But this is what happened. So I'm running, I'm like, I'm a dive. And I like gathered my legs in a way in which to dive. And immediately my adult mind was like, you are not gonna dive. We are not doing this. We cannot afford to break ourselves. So I tried to stop myself from diving. And my feet just didn't quite get back to where they were supposed to be. So I got to the base. I was out, but I tripped and fell and just slid across the ground. Beautiful. I'm all cut up. I got scrapes, cuts, bruises all up and down my arms, my legs, my knees, and stuff. But I learned a good lesson that I am not a child and I cannot afford to do dumb shit. Like I am standing up from now on. I'll never dive.
I think
But
the
the
most
real
important question is go ahead.
where are you safe?
Where are you
No, I
safe?
was out. No, I said, like I said, I was out.
Oh.
I was out by like this much, dude. Like I almost beat it. If I
Damn.
hadn't thought about maybe diving, I maybe could have got there. But like because I thought about diving and like tripped myself up, boy, it was a great highlight. I mean, easily not top 10. Like if I had a clip of it, I would have sent it to ESPN last night. That's
Amazing.
yeah, that's my story. It's
That's
just
fucking awesome.
ah,
I wish my week was like anything like you guys' weeks. My highlight was the goddamn kids going back to school.
Yeah.
That's been my fucking highlight.
okay, Dad.
You got the day to yourself today, huh?
Yep, I had the day off today, bro, and it was fucking son went to school and I was in my glory. I'm like, I'm gonna play some fucking video games. Emily being pissed at me. You're not fucking doing anything today, really? I'm like, nope. I'm
she's
gonna
like,
play
My
some
day off.
MLB the show, bro. Fuck it, I haven't played that shit mad long.
she's like, we got the house to ourselves. We can get things straightened out around here. And you're sitting here
Yeah.
fucking playing video games.
It's fucking game 6M. Like, I need to win this.
I'm trying to
She's like, I
force a
want to go.
game 7.
I want to go to
Yeah.
Target. I want to go to Marshalls. Maybe we can stop at the Home
Yeah.
Sense.
That's what she said. She was like, do you want to go to Marshall's? And I'm like, no. Why the fuck would I
Absolutely
want to go
not.
to Marshall's?
Marshalls, are you kidding me? I'm on my way to the World Series right now.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my
The ladies,
God.
they
Like-
love the Marshalls.
Yeah.
And you
they
know
do.
me, I'm all about, throwing some legends in that bitch. I can't just have regular rosters. I gotta have legends. I'm
Why?
trying to
Why is that though?
because I like the nostalgia aspect of like having I don't like current shit. I'm like, fuck that. I want old school. Give me it all. I want to play with fucking Paul Pierce. I want to play with Kobe. I want
So-
to play with fucking Frank the Tank fucking Thomas in MLB. want to play with Big Pop. You want to fucking throw at Pedro.
Yeah.
Every time
So-
I get Pedro on my team, that's my
So-
guy.
So to be clear, you buy new games so you can use old players.
You goddamn right.
Okay. I'm just making sure, just
Yeah.
making sure the math is mathing right.
I'm
When
not
you play with
playing. I'm not playing Madden Ultimate Team because that's how you get the old players that way. Like, fuck that.
when you play
That
with
shit's
Frank
bullshit.
after the game, does he try to sell you Nugenics?
Yes, he does.
Damn.
Him and Doug Flutie. They
Damn.
come out of. They come out and like, hey.
Try this Nugenics total team.
Yep.
You know how I can play so good
Your lady
in
will
this
like it
video
too.
game?
Yep. Your lady will like it too.
Like,
You're damn right, she will.
You're
they're basically
damn
like, you
right.
want to get hard, bro, and be able to put on some muscle. Take this
Yep.
shit. Great sex
Look at me, I'm
and
huge.
great muscle. Yeah.
Fucking put Ken Griffey Jr. in that bitch. Ooh.
Oh,
Did you see the other day he was taking pictures? He's now doing photography at the Marlins game.
Frank Thomas
Not to Frank Thomas, King Griffey Jr.
at the Marlins game?
I think so. I might have been a different game. Maybe
No, isn't the Mariners? Yeah, he played
Mariners
for the
game.
Mariners.
I was gonna say, like, why is he at a Marlins game?
Yeah,
He was
like,
doing
oh,
something-
That's kind of weird.
he was
He's like,
doing
yeah,
something weird.
I was in Florida. Why not?
He was doing something weird. I saw it online, and someone was like, "Ken Griffey Jr. is out here doing side quests now."
Randy Johnson
That's-
has his own film company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he does photography for like the NFL and stuff.
he's a big dude.
That Mariners team, though, when Griffey was on there when he was young with his dad, that had to have been one of the probably best teams that never won a chip.
I know.
They set the record for regular season wins with 116. That shit was wild. They had young A-Rod on the team.
Here's my problem, right? You look at like Randy Johnson and you look at like Kurt Schilling. These guys never did steroids, yet played until they looked like they were 60.
Well, Kurt Schilling's thing is he's never getting in the Hall of Fame because of that whole like debacle he had after his career ended with the
Yep.
video game stuff in Rhode Island.
Yep.
Like that's the
Yeah.
whole reason why he's not getting in because he's a two-time World Series champion. He's a Cy Young winner. He's one of the reasons why the Red Sox in 04, right?
The bloody
Were
sock
able-
game.
Bloody sock,
The bloody
yeah.
sock game. In what was it, like 30-degree weather? Like the guy was a monster
Yeah.
in the postseason. He's the reason
Yeah.
why we were able to stay alive in that postseason run that we had in 04.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Do you think his personal issues should get in the way of him being in the Hall?
Fuck no, dude. It has nothing to do with what he did on the field.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I let what he did on the field speak for himself. If you don't want to honor him because of his personal discretions later on in life, like you don't want to give him the ceremony and give him the jacket, whatever, don't do it. But
what? Yo,
but you put him in the Hall.
We're just gonna low key slide your name up in the hall like nothing happened. Like we're not gonna give you a ceremony, you get nothing. We're just gonna slide that name over on this side and just slap it up there. No big deal.
Well,
You're in there,
he could
Kurt.
do like what
Oh,
what
yeah.
T.O. did. T.O. did his own thing. He didn't go to the Hall of Fame. He did his own thing at his own alma
Yeah,
mater.
but he finally got elected into the Hall of Fame though. Eventually,
Yeah, it was
Kurt
bullshit that he
Schilling's
didn't.
been on the ballot for years now.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Too bad.
you can say the same with a lot of guys for baseball.
True. I was honestly shocked that David Ortiz was a first ballot just because he's a DH.
He was a first baseman at one point.
For like maybe 4% of his entire baseball career.
No, his Minnesota days.
That was like a year or two.
I don't know what you want from me. He still played first base. He played first base for the Red Sox for a bit of time.
Just
Yeah,
when we
when we had
played
to
NL
play,
teams.
Mhm.
NL teams. Yeah, had to have him out there, bro.
Mhm.
Right.
He's a beast.
So guys, this week the NFL teams had to cut their rosters down to 53.
Yeah, they did.
And the Patriots made a few interesting moves at the deadline here.
Yeah, they did.
That's John's take. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they fucking did, bro.
So just to name a few of the moves before we get going, the Patriots cut all of their running backs except for Ezekiel Elliott and Ramondre Stevenson. They cut all their tight ends except for Hunter Henry and Gesicki. They traded away Nick Folk, who is automatic.
From inside the 45.
Inside 45, almost 50-yard line. He's automatic. Doesn't miss.
I'll keep him at the 45. I'd like to keep him inside the 40.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep him inside the 40 just to be.
But he's automatic.
45 is deep for him.
Yeah,
he's automatic. They're rolling the dice with this rookie kicker that they drafted. And the biggest news to come out for the Patriots is they cut both their other quarterbacks, Bailey Zappi and Malik Wilkinson. Is that his name?
Malik Cunningham.
Malik Cunningham. And they just have Bailey Zappi. And they signed Carolina's second-year quarterback. What the hell is this guy's name?
Sam Farrell.
So, what do we think about these moves, boys?
So when I heard the news that Bailey Zappi got cut, I was ecstatic. Get him out of here. I mean, I know he's going to be on the practice squad now, but the fact that, they cut Bailey Zappi and pretty much said, yeah, Mac Jones is our clear-cut number one QB1 guy. He's the guy. There's not going to be any more fucking Zappi fever or fucking fans chanting for Zappi, because as a player being out on that field, if you're Mac Jones and you're hearing that, yeah, that's going to bring your confidence down. You want those fucking fans cheering for you, wanting to do good. You're the one out on that field. And he needs the confidence, especially going into his third year. Having a bad year last year, he really needs to play well right out the gate in order for him to be successful long-term in New England and to have his trust with the fans again.
Yeah, I guess it's a confidence thing. I don't listen. You're not playing good. You're not playing good. Like, you're going to hear from the fans. It's just the nature of professional sports. I want his confidence to be good if he's going to be that guy, but it's to me, him not having confidence speaks to his mental struggles. Tom Brady in the beginning of his career didn't play great. He probably got booed. When Bledsoe came back, they were probably chanting for Bledsoe to come back into the game. People still were like chanting for Bledsoe to come back when he got healthy right before the playoffs started in 2001. For me, I think from what I read today, a lot of these moves were placated on a couple of the guys being put on injured reserve. So if you wait to put somebody on injured reserve after the roster cut, then they'll only be out for at least 4 games. And if you put them on injured reserve prior to the roster cut, they'll have to be out the entire season. So after the roster cut, they put Tyquan Thornton on injured reserve, which to me, I'm just like, cut him. He can't stay on the field. This is what, 3rd season?
He's a second-round pick. You got to keep him at least till his rookie year. Rookie contract ends. But do you want to hear Bailey Zappi's stats in the preseason?
He's 2-0.
Okay, so
right,
he's 30 of 51.
Yeah.
58.8% completion percentage. That's not good. 5 yards per attempt. He's not getting the ball downfield.
Okay.
It's 84 passing yards a game. It's not good.
So my take on the Patriots is they made a pretty big mistake by cutting Bailey Zappi. I think it's just going to be detrimental to his advancement as a backup quarterback. He's the perfect backup quarterback. He had the entire camp to learn the system. It's not his fault that he can't pick up the Alabama system in 2 months. Give him a couple of weeks, but instead they picked up this, this third round pick of last year from Carolina. His name is Matt Corral. They say he's a bigger, faster, stronger Bailey Zappi who could fare well in the offense that we have. The only problem is the guy hasn't played. He's played in like a game in the preseason. That's all we have of him. What we have of Bailey Zappi is we have him struggling a little bit this year in year 2, learning a second offense, and we have him excelling in a much simpler offense last year. Even though it was 2-1 or 2-0 last year, and he was 2-0 in the preseason this year. I think we need to give him a little break.
So with that being said, no, go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I got my thought. Don't worry. Say what you were gonna say.
So I was just gonna say, with you saying Matt Corral hasn't played, you wanna know what I call that?
What?
Untapped potential.
Oh no, not this again.
Untapped potential, baby. Come on.
Last time you came in with untapped potential, he's not in the league anymore. So
he was in a bad situation in Carolina, and I don't know. Who knows? He could be better than Mac Jones. We don't know. Let's just wait and see. That's all.
I mean, so I liked Bailey Zappi last year. But to your point, it was a very simple offense, and that was something that I know, like John criticized all year round. Anytime we argued, or any Patriots fan argued for Bailey Zappi, and he was like, "Well, it's a simple offense; anybody could do it." So I understand that, like coming into a complex offense, like I think he's going to struggle a little bit, and he's shown that. You said he was 2-0 this year. He lost to
the preseason.
He lost to the Titans.
Yeah.
Did he start that game?
Yeah, I watched that front and center. He lost to the Titans.
We won the Green Bay and we lost the first one.
All right, so
Houston? Was it Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1-2 performance for the Patriots with primarily Bailey Zappi as your quarterback.
Yeah.
Like, it's not very promising. If anything, cutting him and sending him to the practice squad and making him now battle it out with this dude, if anything, like if he thinks he's worth something, like he's gonna bust his ass and try to prove himself and say, look, like I may have struggled trying to learn this new offense, but like trust me, Bill, like I'm worth it. Like this is his opportunity to do it. If he doesn't do it, then he doesn't do it. And if you have another quarterback who hasn't played but like is better in a more complex offense, why would you not go with the better option at the end of the day?
Because one, you don't know if he's the better option. Two, Bailey Zappi has a completely different offense this year. So I of course he'll struggle, but he still has been in the offense for the last 2-3 months. What you're doing now is you've used all the training, all the preseason, you've put in a brand new offense, and then you traded for a kid who's barely played to pick up that offense. If Mac Jones goes down week 1 next week, who are you going to feel more comfortable putting in? The kid who they just traded for, who's barely played in the NFL, or the kid who's been playing in that offense for the last 3 months?
So
point flip at that point.
Yeah, so Bailey Zappi should have the leg up on Matt Corral.
Exactly. So he should be able to go in and prove himself. And if Corral performs better still than Bailey Zappi, it's like, okay, cool. You've had 3 months to learn this shit. Meanwhile, Corral's only had a couple weeks. 2 weeks.
My overall point being is that why go out and grab this kid? You're not looking for a young superstar or a young kid to build your offense. You're looking for a backup quarterback. So you have a young kid who has been in the offense for a year, been with the team for the last 2 years. If you don't think he's going to be a good backup quarterback, and you really want someone who can back up Mac Jones well, why go out and get a guy that's barely played? Why not go out and get a vet?
Because Bill loves pissing off his guys and making them perform better because of that.
That's not an
Yo,
excuse to make the team worse.
One of Tom Brady's best seasons was the season where he didn't get to play the first half, and all we did was hype up Jimmy Garoppolo. That pissed off Tom Brady more than anything. So when Tom did come back in week 5, he was ready to fucking go because he was like, fuck you guys, fuck everybody who said we like Jimmy. Let's go. That's what Bill does. He allows everybody to hype up these guys and talk shit to light a fire under your ass. If you don't have a fire under your ass, if you're that much of a quitter, then sorry, bye-bye. You're not for this system. If you can't take that kind of competition, though, like, then you're mentally weak. And that's not somebody we want on our team.
Well, then bring in a fucking vet that he has to compete with. What's the difference between a rookie and a vet that he has to compete with?
Because if I get cut for a rookie, I'm fucking bullshit. If it's my job versus a rookie, bro, I'm balling out because there's no way I'm losing my job to a rookie. You bring in a vet, he's been around the block for a long time. Like, if I lose to him, like, I get it. I'm gonna be upset, but like, at least he's a vet. He's got tenure, and like, it's justifiable. But if I'll be damned if I'm gonna get cut by like because of a rookie. Fuck out of here,
Dude.
That's
Dude,
crazy.
Who gives a fuck if you're cut at that point in time, though? You're cut. Well,
Bro,
you want to bring in the better player to compete against you. If Bailey Zappi's going 10 for 12, and you're not even going to start Mac Jones, or you're not even going to play him for more than a series in the preseason,
Bro,
what kind of competition is that?
it's 10 of 12 for like 56 yards. He doesn't push the ball.
It was
He doesn't
79
push the ball
yards.
downfield. That's his problem. He's afraid to make those throws. So you bring it. See, I thought we were going to bring in someone like Carson Wentz, but I'm not mad. Yeah, when he cleared waivers, I thought maybe take a flyer on Carson Wentz. He would have been the MVP that 2017 season had he not got it hurt late in the year.
Yeah. If anything, Bill's showing him like, hey, like, I have faith in you. Like, we're bringing in a rookie. Like, I have faith in you. I just need you to prove that like your decision's correct.
Hang on, Terrell's not a rookie.
Or you're bringing in a new guy, like a young guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm bringing in an inexperienced person because he might show out and be better than you, but I'm giving you a chance to go up against this guy to prove yourself. I could have brought in Carson Wentz type guy and just said bye-bye, see you later, like, and there's no questions asked about that. But I'm giving you a chance. Like, this is your 8 Mile moment. This is your one shot, your one opportunity. Like, season.
I feel like if he thought that way, he would have tried to make that trade prior to the preseason, making an actual competition.
He gave him a chance to prove himself in the preseason, and Zappy collapsed. He struggled. He said, "Damn, like, I gave you a chance. Like, this is your last shot, buddy. Like, I'm bringing in this guy. If you get cut to him, I don't know what the fuck to tell you then."
Zappy played well last year. I mean, it's just a different offense.
In a simplified offense, sure.
Yeah, but listen, we said the same exact thing about Mac Jones last year when he was in the other offense.
That's ass backwards though, because he went from a real offense with Josh McDaniels to a simplified offense and struggled in a simple offense. Like, no, you're gonna get criticized. How can you handle comp? Like, how can you do long division but you can't add 2+2? Fuck out of here! Like, what do you mean? I'm gonna shit all over you because of that. That's completely different. Like, you deserve to be criticized when you go from like a real offense to a simple offense and you do worse in the simple offense.
So you're saying Mac Jones should be criticized?
Last year, he deserved to be criticized. Absolutely.
Yeah, but don't you think he has a leg up this year because he's running the Alabama offense in the pros?
100%.
Yeah.
I do think he's going to have a much better year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but like, if we're talking about competition, he's got the leg up on every other quarterback because of the offense that we're running.
This is his third offense he's had to go into. There's no, like, it's not like he has like this huge leg up. Like, he's literally in the past 3 years, he's had to run 3 different offenses.
He has a massive leg up.
Well, yeah, he's our unquestioned QB1.
Right. But outside of being like the obvious QB1, like, what other leg up what massive leg up does he have? He's had in 3 years.
Because he's running the same offense that he ran at Alabama when he won the national championship.
In 3 seasons, he's had 3 offensive coordinators and 3 different offenses to work in. That's not a huge leg up if you keep changing what your job is and how you do your job.
If it was a third different offense that he hasn't seen before, I would say yeah. But he's run this offense and he ran it longer than he did any other offense.
I think he's gonna have a great year. We're gonna be a great team. I think we're gonna have 10 wins. That's just my pick. But I think we have other things to talk about, guys. Let's be real here. I mean, yeah, I know. I loved everybody's takes right there. That shit was crazy.
Man wanted me to
Played
speak.
4 years in the pros.
Yeah,
4
I
years in
did
the
want you to
pros.
speak, and I'm glad you did. That shit was dope. Anyway,
That take was brought to
So-
you by Voss Water, not a sponsor.
oh,
Yeah.
so I want to talk about what Rajon Rondo had to say on JJ Redick's podcast the other day. He said, and during his peak years, I believe it was 08 to 2012, 2013,
Mm-hmm.
he was top 3 player in the league. Now, I listened to the podcast, and I'm pretty sure he didn't specify whether it was position or in the league, but he said top 3. So we can debate either one, guys. What do you think?
I think in that stretch of time, he was hands down top 3 guard in the league, without question.
Mm-hmm.
One could argue that the versatility that he had in his game, but and I know he spoke to like how many guards do you be seeing actually like boxing out to get rebounds? Not the Russell Westbrook triple-double rebounds where everybody clears out so he can get it, but like the guard boxing out guys and getting down there to get the boards, then bringing in 10, 15, 20 dimes and still putting up 10, 15 points in a game. Like nobody in the league was doing that at that time. Like he was an anomaly in the fact that he was doing that at the guard position so efficiently. Nobody could stop him. So, I mean, you could argue maybe he was one of the, I don't know if I'd say top 3 in the league, but I would say he was top 10 maybe performance wise in that stretch in that 4 or 5 year stretch without question. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he was without a doubt top 3 guards in his prime. I mean, the man could average a triple double with like 25 dimes in the playoffs. Like he was going off. He had that one game against the Cavs, like not the Cavs, it was Miami, where he dropped like 40, 20, and 10. Just absolutely unreal stats. The only knock against Rondo his entire career was he can't shoot, and he got better
And
at
free
it
throws.
progressively. Yeah, and free throws. I mean, yeah, he had that like weird sidearm shot. But if he got a shot down in his career, like he'd be averaging 20, 10, and 10, or 20, not 20, 10, and 10, but like 20, 10, and 5, which is pretty damn good. That would make him top 5 in the entire NBA. But like at the same time, like he's not top 3. Like this at the same time, KD, like he was cooking on the OKC. LeBron was winning championships with the Heat. It was around the time like Dirk was still in the league. Like, they were about to win the championship. But Rondo, as far as a player goes, his mind is probably his best attribute. I wouldn't say he's a basketball savant, but he could talk basketball and game plan with LeBron. And in fact, he did in the Lakers years.
So what he also said in that podcast was when he was playing, he wasn't playing against other players, other point guards. He was playing against the head coach.
Mm-hmm. It was a mental battle with them.
Yeah, 100% with him.
Because you couldn't.
So, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like it was just so difficult for you to try to scheme against him because of how well-rounded he was. He was so versatile. It's like, what plan do you put in place that's gonna stop him from doing everything? You know what I mean? It's like, cool, we'll take away the paint Cool. So now you can just dish it all around. But it's not stopping you from getting rebounds. It's not stopping you from getting the dimes. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing you could do to stop his game fully.
No, he was an all-around complete player, in my opinion. I
Yep.
mean, that in his prime,
Oh.
that dude could do it all.
That for sure.
Yeah. But he scored in other ways though.
Mm-hmm. His
Yeah,
little
that
his little
sick-
fake
yeah.
pass and then just take
Yeah.
you to the butt. Yeah. And
Yep,
and
I
that
mean,
was a threat in itself. How do you defend that? Because if you don't go for the fake, then he's actually gonna make the pass. And you're like, well, there goes that. Like somebody was
Right.
always ready for that pass if he needed to make it.
Yeah.
And
It helped
KG
him.
slashing, perk down low.
So the highest amount of points that he averaged was twice in Boston was 13.7 points. And the most times that he averaged was pretty much 11 in that span. He had 2010, 9.8, 2011, 11.7, 2013, 2012, 11, 2013, 10. Like the guy was friggin' dominant. He was probably one of the most gifted passers in that era.
Next level court
But
vision.
yeah, 100%. And what set him apart was, like you said, Joe, was his rebounding. His rebounding as a god was next to none.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, you got Russell Westbrook, what he did after that. But yeah, Rondo was the guy.
Yeah.
Top 3 point guard, I would say. Other two, maybe Chris Paul, Steve Nash, and I'd put Darren Williams as a close, number 4 for Rondo. On his coattails, he's close.
Wasn't Darren Williams already like? When did he? Nah, that was later in his career. I was gonna say, wasn't he already like in Brooklyn by then? But no, it was a couple years after that.
Yeah,
I want to say like
I'll look it
2010,
up.
2010, 2013, 11.
Because
I'll look it
Paul
up.
Pierce and KG got traded to Brooklyn.
Yeah, and Darren
Then he
was
fell
already
off.
over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But like, I mean, when he was back in like Utah, that's when D Will
Ooh,
that was next level. He was
two-time
just
All NBA.
yeah, he was unstoppable in those times.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say that like I think people might criticize or use against Rondo in this argument, and I understand it, but I don't think it takes away that much from his art, like his standpoint, is the fact that he had Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Kendrick Perkins, who was solid at that time. Like all these guys available to him to dish the ball to. But that only at the end, it only really helps him in the assist category. Like
Right.
he's still getting the boards and everything. But I do think that does kind of open up the conversation for people to like kind of criticize that take. It's like, well, you had KG and you had Paul and you had Ray. Of course you were gonna be amazing as a guard.
Well, you also got to think like you had KG, you had Paul Pierce, you had Ray Allen, and they entrusted him to run the offense.
Right. Well, I mean, who else was gonna really like? I mean, aside from like Paul Pierce, just because that's who he was and that's always been his team. Who else is really gonna like run the offense on that team?
Yeah. Gee. I mean, second unit, that was Eddie House.
Right. But like your main guys,
Yeah.
like who else is really running that?
I mean, yeah, Rondo, he really was the orchestrator.
Yeah.
And we were an inside-out team. Dump it down to KG, see what he can do, and dish it off to everybody else. But Paul Pierce was a great playmaker too.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. Like outside of Paul, like nobody else is gonna run that offense, and it was Paul's team, so of course he's gonna have the final say. But like Ray wasn't that kind of that player. He wasn't a run the offense player. He was a spot up, get to his mark. You know,
at that point in his career, right?
KG was like, "Yo, find me on the mid range, and I'm good from there. Like, don't worry about it." Perk was like, "I'm gonna just run the baseline back and forth across the paint, and I'll be ready to get some boards. I'll post up if you need me to. Like, we're good."
Paul would really run the offense when it was a tight game.
Yeah,
late in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah,
that was when everything ran it through Paul.
Yeah, and I think that's. I mean, if you look back at the years, like since he came to the team, like that's always just been like the Celtics way with Paul Pierce.
Yeah.
Is when Paul's on the court and we're down in the like to the end of the game, like everything goes through Paul. Like give the ball to Tucker from Hey Arnold. You know what I mean? It's like give the ball to Paul. He'll figure it out. He'll pass it to somewhere, whatever, but it's his call.
Fuck, dude, he was such a good player.
He was.
Such a
that
good
guy.
fucking player.
Underrated. Disrespected at times.
You don't have
Nowadays,
anymore.
It's the recency
No.
bias.
Remember the time fucking Al Harrington pantsed him,
Mm-hmm.
and then and then he talked all that shit to Paul. Talked all that shit to him. Was like, "I'm gonna fucking pull up right in your face, bro." After doing that shit, and banged it on him.
I'm gonna dribble 3 times. I'm gonna step to the left and pull up, and I'm gonna hit that. And he did it. Like, bro, what?
Savage.
Cold, ice cold.
He said, "You ain't phasing me, bro. Pants me. I don't give a shit."
So that was a different NBA, man.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, so I guess Rondo, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree for the most part. Like,
Rondo's
three.
lucky he had Paul. That's what we
Yeah.
getting at.
hey, you know. Rondo
People
had
also
good
forget.
options.
We talked about this. People forget how good Paul Pierce was, you know?
Mhm.
Like young kids right now, they'll think of it, oh, we had Paul Pierce, but who cares? Like Paul Pierce wasn't that good. Paul Pierce was filthy.
Yep. Paul Pierce in his prime was just a different guy.
Yeah.
He was him.
But thank God we got Ray, though. Because if we never got Ray, we wouldn't have gotten KG.
Nah, that was a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
I remember
KG.
seeing those reports. Like, well,
Yeah.
we could
K-
get KG, but it all depends on Ray Allen. We're like, oh yeah, great, cool. So what's
KG
gonna
was
happen?
like, I ain't going to Boston, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
It's just Paul. He's like, I love Paul, but they ain't got
he's
enough
like,
over there.
yo,
And then
Paul's
draft
my
night
boy.
came and it was like, bro, we traded for Ray.
Yep.
And then next thing we knew, it was like, I think it was like by 4th of July.
By the way, KG's coming too. We're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Good.
We're trading 7 players for KG.
Hey, bro.
And at the time, you're like, we got rid of Al Jeff.
That was
Like,
what I was gonna say. That was the only
Yeah.
part of that trade that like
Yep.
hurt my soul was losing Al Jefferson because he was such a solid guy on our team.
Old man game.
Like
I
old school.
loved it.
as fuck.
I loved it.
Old school, bro. Like he was just like, oh my god. So only thing I wish we had been able to keep. But he went to Minnesota and like he still balled up for a little bit. He expanded his game. He learned how to shoot a little bit.
Yeah, I think his best years were in Utah, though. I'd have to
Timberwolves
look
were
through
his best years.
You think so?
21 and
I don't
20.
know.
Statistically.
Are you looking at it right now?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. His best year was with the Timbs, and he averaged 23, 11, and 1.5.
Holy shit.
Right?
There you go, Al. Get that
23 and
1.5
11?
assists.
Yeah, he had 2 years where he averaged 20 and 11. Yeah, at least.
Wow. That's impressive.
Wide frame,
You gotta-
bro. He was boxing out like a mother.
That
You
wasn't Minnesota. Hot damn.
He had a drop
Okay.
off, and then he came back on the Hornets. His first year on the Hornets, 22, 11, and 2.
10, yeah. Holy shit. Yo, what about this whole thing about Andre Drummond saying he's the best rebounder ever and he's a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame? Did you guys fucking see that?
No, I did not.
I
No?
saw it. It's laughable. He's
He
a great
was, isn't it?
rebounder.
I was gonna say he was a solid rebounder.
Yeah.
I actually use our Woogity Boys Twitter. If you haven't followed us, follow us on Woogity Boys Twitter. I saw this and I commented, Dwight Howard has checked into the conversation.
How about Dennis
there's
Rodman?
there's no way that he's better than Dwight Howard or Dennis Rodman.
See, the only reason I don't think Dennis gets brought into that conversation is because he wasn't a big guy. He was just amazing at rebounding. And I know
what made him great.
No, I
was
know.
his
I
rebounding.
Yeah.
oh, absolutely. I love Dennis for that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, with that conversation, I think people were focused just on like the centers in that part of the conversation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I think when you're talking about rebounding in general, that's one thing, but I think in this, it's like, yeah, you're bringing Dwight Howard into the conversation because he was a beast of a center, and Andre Drummond was a beast of a center too.
Yeah.
I think it's just a
Andre
difference
Drummond-
between the centers versus positionless conversation.
So you want to hear this stretch for Dennis Rodman? It's fucking insane. 12 and a half, 18.7, 18.3, 17.3, 16.8, 14.9, 16.1, 15, 11, 14.3. And that was in the back half of his career.
Yeah, because that was his own. And see, that's the other reason why he kind of
That
gets
was
taken
his
out of
only
the
thing.
conversation is that was his only responsibility. Like you didn't put Dennis in there to score points. You literally put Dennis on the court and said, "I need you to box out and rebound and maybe knock somebody on their ass."
And he fucking did, bro. He's arguably the best rebounder ever.
Yeah.
At a time where like people were fucking big and you could fight down low. He was like, nah, I'm gonna be the toughest fucking person here. And I'm gonna get this ball.
Because he was fearless. Dennis Rodman didn't give a fuck about anybody. He wasn't scared of anybody. Nothing. Like,
nope.
You got 2 feet on me, bro? I don't care. I'm gonna get right up in your face. Like, no issues.
Andre Drummond, though, that was shoe-in Hall of Famer, no fucking way. So you got for Andre, the highest he's ever averaged was 16, which is good. That's actually really good, but no, bro. You're not that good. You're just not that fucking good.
You're not that guy.
Yeah, dude. You played on a bunch of bum ass teams. You didn't help Detroit go anywhere. You didn't fucking help Cleveland go anywhere.
Nope.
You're averaging 6 rebounds last year for the Bulls, and you're only you're only playing like 10 minutes a game. It's because you suck, dog.
Because you suck, dog.
Yeah, you never worked on your post game.
I don't know if he sucks, but like you're right. Like he had years like he had 13.2, 13.5, 14.8, 13.8, 16, 15.6, 15.2, 15.8, and then he dropped off. Like he had a solid
when he got hurt.
Yeah.
When he started getting hurt for real and missing games.
Yeah. Plateaued, bro.
He averaged 18 and fucking 16 at one point. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a great season.
Pretty good.
But
pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's a great season.
That's amazing.
But
I couldn't put up those numbers.
It.
No.
Yeah. Once he went to the Lakers, it was like all over for him.
He wasn't a difference maker on the court.
No.
I think
he wasn't.
I think he could be like one of the best centers in the league if he like came into the league in this current NBA. Because there's not a lot of guys that are big bodied. We got tall guy. I mean, look at Wembanyama, 7'5", and he was like a twig. You know what I mean? Like guys are like a lot more fit and they're like able to finesse a little bit more now. And I think Drummond, like, because like even like in the last few years, like when he like the last few years of his career, like when he was on the court, like he was still bodying dudes. He was just only playing 5-10 minutes. You know what I mean? So you're not getting like huge output, but he was still doing his thing.
When I think of him, I think of like another guy that was also a really great rebounder was DeAndre Jordan. You know, same type of guy, great rebounder, pretty good defensively, but he wasn't doing much in points. Yep, slowed down too.
DJ's the only thing that DJ had up on him though, like the one thing that separates DJ is the fact that he had the ups, like he could get up there, like he became a lob threat. You know what I mean? He was just a constant lob threat. You know what I mean? Like, especially, you know, that Clippers team. It's kind of hard not to be a lob threat at that point.
But after he left the Clippers, though, that was it for him.
Yeah. Once he got hurt, he wasn't jumping as good.
Played a lot of years after that, but he ain't doing shit.
He was okay on the Mavs, and he was okay on the Knicks. He still averaged a double-double, but...
Wasn't he on Denver this past year?
Yeah, he was in Denver. He averaged 5 and
All right.
5, which it's not bad.
It's Andre Drummond numbers right now.
Yeah, because he still got
Yeah.
size. I mean, he's still got size on most of the week. So as long as he
Yeah.
can box out, like he can still get some boards and a couple putbacks here and there. Like it's not like he's a bum. He's just not going to
No, but
be the Clippers
those are
version.
those are the guys that aren't playing anymore, though. They're not getting the playing time anymore just
Right.
because they can't shoot.
Right, because
That's
they
unfortunate.
can't do the run and gun quick 3-and-D shit.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, but they could still produce. Like, if you get a
oh,
little bit more
absolutely.
time on the bench, yeah, they'll give
Look
you
at Rudy
rebounds.
Gobert. That guy's
Yeah.
got no post game,
No,
and he still averages like 10 points because he's tall.
because he can get
Great
those
defense,
boards.
though. Great
Yeah.
defense, great rebounds. He's practicing his threes, dude.
Yeah, we talked
Uh-huh.
about this. We already talked about this. That was, do you not remember?
Get ready. Get ready.
Yeah, because the league is continuing to be a 3-point league.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, I know.
No comment.
Yeah. Next year they're gonna shoot half court shots all the time. They're just gonna keep going further out.
I mean, they could do what the big three did and add in a 4-point.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was saying, like, the thing with the 4-point thing, like it makes it more interesting. We already do it technically in the 3-point contest. It's not like it's a 4-point line. It's just 2 spots on the court. Like if the NBA put like 2 circles on the 2 basketball looking circles on like each side of the court, they could easily implement that. And be like, yo, if you're in the 4-point shot, like that's 4-point spot, like it's 4 points. I mean, Dame's going to put up crazy numbers, and Dame and Steph are going to be like 50-point a game averages at that point. But I mean, sure as hell makes for an entertaining night.
So Jimmy High Roller did an entire video on the 4-point shot. Shout out to Jimmy High Roller. Great basketball videos on YouTube.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jimmy High Roller.
Yeah, Jimmy High Roller.
Yeah, bro. What
I
up
love
from
his-
the
I love his-
Woogity boys?
I love his videos. But anyway, he did a video on it. I'm like, it's a 35-point shot. Like that's where the line would be. And like of all the players that take shots around 35 feet, Dame would average the most amount of points. Like he drills it from that far back. But he's not the best. He wouldn't be the best 4-point shooter. The best 4-point shooter would be Trae Young.
Yeah, let's fucking go. I fucking knew it.
Yeah.
Oh, that little muskrat looking motherfucker.
It's just crazy to me a guy like that small is just such a good shooter.
I can't stand that nigga. Oh my
Muskrat
God.
looking motherfucker.
Bro. For real.
Oh shit. That's good.
His, like, nigga, cut your hair, bro. Like Trae Young, if you out here listening to this podcast, like Joey Names over here says you need to cut your hair, bro. Like for real. This dude needs to cut his hair with that little stringy shit that he got going on. I mean, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I'm balding and shit. I keep my hair short now for that reason. Like, I know my limits. He's like, look at all these little threads coming up out the top of my head. Like, bro, cut it. Cut it.
It
Go
doesn't
bald.
look good.
Yeah. Like, go call Derek White and ask him what it took for him to shave his head, because this dude finally realized I just need to shave it, and Trae Young needs to do the same thing.
Look at all the
Sorry.
guys that shave their head and they're like, no.
I
LeBron,
ain't-
KD.
I mean, KD don't have much hair on his head anyway. LeBron's hairline fluctuates year to year. Can't wait to see where it's at this year. Yeah, right. Like it's like it's here 1 year. No, because like, bro, like you realize the NBA, like Nike was like, "Word, we're gonna make thicker headbands because we need our star fucking
Yeah.
product to look decent on the court." Because his
Nope.
hairline was here, then it was here, then it was here, then it was here. Then there was that game where AD was like, "Yo, bro, your hair's falling off because you had the shit." Going like, bro, like, come on now. NBA,
Yeah, that was
Nike was like,
bad.
Nike's like, we're gonna make 3-inch thick headbands. Don't worry about it, Bron. Just put that on. Nobody will know where your hairline's at.
Nobody wears headbands no more.
Mad people wear headbands.
You think so? Not like it used to be.
Nah, it's not like back in like late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s. That was just a whole
Nah.
wave.
Everybody was wearing fucking headbands, dog. It was sick.
It's the only,
Now they wear the armbands. That's the
yeah.
thing.
I was wearing the
Yeah.
armband back in the day because of AI. I had an
Me too.
armband and a
Yeah.
headband.
The leg band. Oh man, I had one around my leg because of fucking T Mac.
We were sweating like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we were. Ugh.
So do you boys remember when they all the players went on strike with the headbands and they flipped them inside out?
I don't remember when they flipped them inside out. I do remember them doing it upside down because I remember like
Yeah.
Rondo was big on doing the upside down headband thing.
Yeah, they wanted
With
their
the
own
NBA
like logo
logo.
on the headband. They wanted like Celtics headbands and stuff like that.
I think they should have
Oh
ripped that
yeah,
out.
you're right. I do remember that. That was way back in the day. Well, not way back, but like I want to say like 2006, 7, right around there.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, because you couldn't wear any other logo besides the NBA logo on the headband.
Yep.
Yeah, they're super strict with it.
Oh
Thanks to
no, that
MJ
was
though.
wasn't that because Adidas was like pissed off about something though? Like because players were trying to wear like their brands. Their
Nike brand
yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
yeah. I think like I'm pretty sure it was like some of their like Nike brand players were wearing Nike headbands, and like Adidas was like, nah, bro, y'all not finna wear
Yeah,
Nike headbands with our
you
Adidas
can't do that
jerseys.
shit.
Yeah.
That shit's
Yeah.
crazy.
Thank God for MJ though. With the shoes, now everyone can wear their own personal shoes in the court.
That's not because of MJ.
Well, before then they would only wear like
Even in, dude, even in,
official.
It was just like Converse, like way back. But
yeah, but even
Fila had Grant Hill.
right. I was gonna say, even still, like you had those were teams that were just like those were brands that were just willing to pay the fines and everything. That's like what Nike did. But like being able to wear your own shoes and like different colored shoes, like that didn't happen until like the 2000, like the late like the 2010s, really. Because if you remember, like the 90s into the early 2000s, like the 90s into the early 2000s, remember away team, you always had to wear black shoes, and the home teams
Yeah,
had to
you're
wear white
right.
shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah, like that, like you had to be primary white for home and primary black for away.
How dumb is that?
It was a dress code thing, and then they slowly started to get away from it. It wasn't until like Braun and KD started having like those like fire like signature shoes and like those dope colorways come out that like it started to be like, hey, like we want to wear these shoes, like we're not gonna follow these rules anymore. It used to be a big
And
deal when players would wear like a pair of white shoes at an away game, and it was like, oh shit, like he must have left his other shoes at home, like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
something came up if they was wearing like the wrong color shoe.
that was at a time where NBA players there was no dress code going to the game. They could wear whatever they want.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the Allen Iverson.
But then they implemented the dress code.
The Allen Iverson
Yep.
started wearing big ass clothes, and then David Stern was like, you know what? Y'all need to start wearing suits. Sorry.
You gotta have a certain type of colorways on your feet and all that, but you can wear whatever you want before the game.
They got rid
Now-
of that though.
Yeah, now they've like loosened up, but like now, like
Yeah,
because
for sure.
fashion, because that's become a
But-
staple of like the NBA like fandom is.
You
like,
remember that though?
Oh yeah,
Everybody had to wear suits.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I remember that, and
Yeah.
I'm glad they went away from it because now like fashion, like NBA fashion is like a huge thing, like socially. Like a lot of these guys are invested in brands and stuff like that too. Like, it's crazy. It's like a whole new fashion show every day. Every time they show up before the game, if it's on ESPN, any national game, it's a whole little like runway show before the game, the pregame stuff.
Right.
They're like, oh, here comes Jason Tatum coming in. What's he rocking today? Okay, here comes Jaylen Brown. What's he rocking today? Like,
Same with the NFL too, though. They do that shit.
yeah,
They really do.
Yeah.
NFL Live has their own segment of like best dressed and worst dressed.
I feel like NFL's like post game. I feel like they'd be dressed better. I could be
I mean,
wrong.
Look at
Cam
Joe
Newton.
Burrow's outfits before the game. fucking fire.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put
Travis
out a.
Kelsey too. He looked fire too before the game.
We're
Not
gonna we need the
sometimes a
fans to
little weird, but
submit. We're gonna do the Woogity Bros NFL fashion segment up in this place. Like, who got the dopest outfits for this week?
Well, I feel like Cam Newton started that.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, to some degree, yeah.
He was always showing up with fresh fits.
Yeah.
With that, with the new
I can't really
hats.
think of anybody else.
I mean, you can call me a homer on this one, but you could argue like low key Tom Brady started do Dion too, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Dion.
Jerry Rice.
Yep.
Well, so Tom
You
Brady
look
was
good, you play good.
Tom
you
Brady
feel
was
good.
slick with it though. Tom Brady was like, I ain't gonna put on a whole fashion show. I'm just low key gonna stop wearing TB12 shit in Patriots colorways to the press conferences after the game.
Well, no, he would also be sponsored by UGG, and he just like he wear his shit, but like Uggs as well.
Yeah, you wear some Uggs with like a TB12 t-shirt in like gray, navy blue, and red and shit to like look like a Patriots thing.
He had to pull an MJ, bro. When he won the Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, they had the Nike logo like right here on the t-shirt, and he had to cover that up.
Really?
Yeah, the whole time he had to try to cover it up.
Oh, because of Under Armour.
Yeah, because it was Under Armour.
I was like,
yeah.
That
But
sucks.
my reference was back in the Dream Team when MJ won the gold medal. He had to cover, I think it was Adidas or Reebok at the time. He had to cover that logo with the American flag. If you remember, he has the American flag around his neck.
Reebok.
Was it Reebok?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I fixated on the wrong part of what you said. I heard everything you said. I'm just sitting there like, what brand was it?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if Adidas. Well, it might have been
because
Adidas.
he was with Nike at the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Puma, something like that. I don't know.
I can't imagine Puma doing anything for
Me neither.
USA basketball.
Yeah, me neither.
Doesn't
but
seem
you
like
never
it's quite
know.
up their alley.
Nah.
Adidas, I could understand just because, and Reebok, I feel like was bigger in the NBA at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were pretty big.
All right, boys. We say we wrap it up here, and we'll
Reebok killed the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
They killed-
Reebok.
No, whoa.
I don't mind Reebok.
I love Reebok.
My bad.
If Reebok wants to sponsor our show,
Allen Iverson, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are his only good shoes.
Dude.
Those
That
are
was
the
all
best
his
shoes.
shoes. It was his deal.
Yeah.
those are the best shoes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a pair right now. I got.
All right, boys. I'm Steve. We got Joe. We got John. We're the Woogie Boys. We'll catch you next time.
Cheers.
Peace.
Peace.